on what has gone on during the week and talk about things that we learned, our expectations, both what we thought was going to happen versus what actually happened, and talk a little bit about our experience, and then maybe some advice for those that are going to participate in Kaizen events that are coming up. And so we've got great results to share, so you're going to want to share the results of your team, and these results can only make the company better. So why don't you guys, we can get up one at a time and just introduce yourself, and then talk a little bit about your expectations, what you learned this week, and then finally about your experience and about what you're taking forward, and maybe some advice to others. So who'd like to start?
I think Jared, being our leader, should lead us on.
Stand on up, Jared.
Oh, you should be
address the group.
I'm last.
Oh yeah,
I'm definitely last. Say the best for last.
There's your cheat sheet right on the wall, then, pal.
Okay.
Go ahead. Get it up there. How about a round of applause for Jared ahead of it?
All right. Coming into this, I thought we were going to get some pretty good results. I never thought we would have gotten anywhere close to 1 hour and 54 minutes, though. So for that, I'm proud of the group. I think we did a phenomenal job on that. I was thinking, okay, maybe we'll get 3.5, maybe 3 hours 45 minutes, but that blows me out of the water. I knew we were capable of it, and I'm proud of us. I'm proud of us as a group, as a team. We did a great job. I knew we were going to have some really good training on what SMED is and all the tools. Thank you, Jim, for providing that to us. I think we've all learned a lot this week. I know I have. Those are definitely tools I'm looking forward to using in the future and when we do this Kaizen event again. So far, the experience this week, I think it's been great. I'm glad that we were able to pull the people that we have in this room together. Let the ideas flow, be transparent about it. I think we got a lot of good stuff out of this week, honestly. I think that going forward with the tools that we have, we can implement this and make really big, permanent improvements to our setups here. So, thank you guys. It's been a great week.
Good job. Thank you. Don't all jump up at once.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, Mike's going.
I'll go. Why not?
Thank you, sir.
I didn't participate as much as y'all, so I was kind of just sitting in kind of week 3, kind of get my feelers out. First of all, thank y'all for letting me sit in and listen to everything. What did I get out of this? There's a lot of energy sitting in those gentlemen right there that I think will be very contagious on the floor here shortly. In fact, they're already talking about it on the floor. When I was walking down and I was doing a walkthrough with Dryden, someone actually came up and said something to him. Someone said something to me yesterday outside of the group asking, why are they all out there running around? My answer was, I don't see anybody running. Well, what's the point of what you're doing? So people are asking the question. So you got people talking up there. And I think this is the group to take it out back to the floor. Are we going to cut down and we're going to cut it even more? Yeah. Hour 54, I didn't know what to expect. I've always heard 4 or 5 hours past 2 weeks. I say, 3 hours coming in. Hour and 54, and all I've heard since yesterday to this morning when I walked in, who said an hour and a half, and then who said an hour. So they're going for the next one here shortly, which I want to see how they do it. And then I want to see how y'all get that out to Connecticut and to Utah, because I know everybody's just as kind of excited for y'all outside of here as we all are in here. I learned we got a lot of great resources outside of this plan. Gentlemen, thank y'all for coming down. Really appreciate it. Just listening, I picked up a lot. It's a great deal to me to just kind of walk around and figure out who does what. I'm not the best with names sometimes, but I know I learned several names in here that I will be calling upon shortly. So thank y'all for coming down and helping us. And I think it was a great experience this week, going in and out and leaving, coming back, seeing what y'all came back up with. And I know the ideas are flowing about, well, what could we do on day shift? How do we get it down to night shift? How do we get across all the shifts? And we already got ideas on the GMs. What do we want to change out here? So I look forward to where this is going to go in the next 4 weeks, 6 weeks. How is 2017 going to start out? I think a lot of positive energy is going to come out of this. It's going to change a lot of naysayers out there, inside and outside the plant. So for that, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike. All right.
Hi, Scott Shivers, Production Control Manager. Excuse me. Going into this week, I had expectation that we would learn some new tools to help us get towards the 2-hour goal. I didn't expect us to get to under 2, like Jared said. I really thought we'd be probably in the 2.5 to 3 hour range. That would be considered a success. But with the tools we learned, I think we learned the importance of 6S, staging of tools, pre-flight checklist, and all that kind of stuff is going to be very important. And if we don't do that stuff and do it right, we're going to lose this. We're not going to sustain it. We got to get it down to the real detailed standard work level, scripting it out, as Jim has said repeatedly all week. We've done that several times, and every time we do it, we tweak it a little bit, so we're learning on that. As far as my biggest takeaway for the week, I really think with what we've learned on the TS32 and the actual event yesterday, the importance of doing the PMs, the daily, weekly, monthly, annual PMs, and doing them right, and doing the line clearances and first row cleanings. If we do all that stuff right, it's going to make the events, and every time we do one of these, go a little quicker.
Yep. Thanks, Scott.
Nick Priest, setup technician. Okay, my expectations coming into this, first when I was told I was going to be on the team, of course, it's fear. Everyone, it's human nature to be scared of change. And then I said, well, change is going to be good because we have a lot of issues out there. Then, of course, personal fear of failure. What if I get in there and throw in some ideas that just don't flow or people don't agree with them? But this is an opportunity to be heard. So I urge anybody, any employee within the company to sign up for one of these teams. If you feel like you're not heard, this is definitely the type of group to be in, and express yourself. Give your ideas. They may work, they may not. So also accepting accountability. Your responsibility for the project. That's kind of unnerving. I said, man, I got this project. I'm responsible for what happens, the outcome. Of course, this outcome was tremendous. We were expecting somewhere around 3 hours. We got it in less than 2. Let's see, regathering, restarting, and restructuring my process. I had to prepare myself for that, and that my process was going to be under the microscope. We were going to pull it apart, and that's a little scary because, when you're out there day to day, you walk past things that need to be fixed, but you just don't have time to take care of them. Now, what did I learn from the SMED process? I learned about breaking it down and putting it in a step-by-step process. Made it easier and made it flow better rather than just kind of throwing it together. We actually had a systematic approach instead of just, here, let's just do it. And then when something goes wrong, nobody knows what to do. Everything's all out of sorts. We actually had a process, and when things did go wrong, we were ready. We jumped on it. Let's see. Don't count how many times I say the video, the tool of the video, being able to watch ourselves and other facilities do the setup. It was amazing at how many things you can see that you're not doing right, or you could shave time or save time that you just don't realize when you're out there actually doing it, that you're wasting all this precious time, and it is precious. Overall experience, changes going forward. Mindset 100%. I think this is a change of mindset for everybody that is in this conference room today, and all the employees out there on the floor. Like Mike said, you know, there's a buzz out there on the floor already. People are talking. We reached our goal, halved it. We were shooting for 3 to 4 hours, and we got it here in less than 2. The level of expectation has changed. It's going up, and that's a good thing for our company. Me personally, I had the luxury of the 4 guys that were actually doing the setup of not being the person that did it on a day-to-day basis. So I was the outsider looking in. So it's good to have that mindset. Okay, this is what we're doing, but also being the outsider, you want to know why are we doing it this way. And I was able to throw in a few things that the guys, they're just so used to doing it. The guys that normally do the setups, they're so used to doing it that they knew to put that in their process and their step, but they didn't know to explain why. And once we write all this out, it's going to be easy. And that way, when we're training new people and bringing people into the process, it's going to be written out, it's going to be systematic, and it's going to flow. And we're going to shave this number down to 1.00. Thank you.
Okay.
Kelly, production lead / tech. Honestly, my expectation coming into this is not up where pretty much everybody might be. I mean, we've been stuck in our ways for so long. We've done the same things. We've not wanted to change the way we've done things. But by day 3, I would say by day 3, I mean, I knew this was possible. I mean, just the tools we've learned, the things we've implemented, I mean, you could just feel it. Everybody was excited for it. Everybody was ready for it. And I mean, that still shocks me, but we can do it. We can do it quicker. We have a lot of problems. We have a lot of things to work on. But with the tools that we've learned, with the 6S, all the SMED, I mean, we can knock this down, and we can implement it across the board. Everybody can get a part of it. And like I said, with all the tools, I mean, being able to train people, teach people, we'll be able to do it. And in future Kaizen events, I mean, we'll just get it better. We'll knock it down. So, I mean, I'm proud of this. I know everybody else is proud of this. I'm excited for it. My whole mindset has just changed. I'm excited to moving forward, and I know everybody else is. So, that's right.
Thank you. Mark, Setup Tech. Really didn't have any expectations. I was just excited about showing people what we can do individually as a team and how to get better. I mean, it wasn't anything that I was like, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I just knew we're going to improve. And mechanically, we're getting close to that time. Like, on and off, easier to be able to, if someone jumped in, help out, speed stuff up. I knew exactly, hey, I need this, I need this, I need this. It wasn't the, oh, wait a minute, let me see where I'm at. I already knew what was up with it, knew where to direct them, and I mean, we can definitely shave that down. Because there's already areas that we can improve on. It's easy to see now. And moving forward, it's just so much easier to see where we can improve, just in everything. Just from that one little bit of an exercise, you can actually start looking in a critical way in all aspects of the plan. So that's what I got out of it.
Well, I'm new at this thing. It's plenty for me to learn. But I have been taking notes in class. So I'm assuming I can get much better where them guys at. And I will get that way where they at. But my goal, when I get that level, I'm trying to beat them levels. And I really don't have much to say. I'm just trying. but as I go along, I get better. I pick up things. I've been picking up a couple things off Jerry. You know, asking questions I don't know. Kelly, you know.
How does it make you feel as an employee to be a part of a process like this?
I was nervous at first.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm up here sweating.
Oh,
But at the same time, yesterday I felt good. I felt like it was a football game getting prepared. And at the same time, they were prepared. Everything was laid out. They didn't have to rip and run for anything. And I think they did good.
Thanks for sharing.
I've been through these in other companies, and still, I knew the benefit coming in, but the skeptical side of me, I have 2 points here as far as my expectations. The skeptical side of me was, can we take this many people out of the plant for a week and have their undivided attention and get this done? I know we can have a good result. This was a little out of the ballpark, but I knew we could have a good result. I was like, can we sustain it? What is the plan to sustain it? But then my optimistic side kicked in, and I was like, well, let's give it a chance. There'll be a lot of people in there that will learn some new tools. I'll learn some new tools, some new analysis tools. So that's what I was looking forward to coming into this. Is learning something new, and then hopefully that the results would show it. Then you've proved it. You learned it, you proved it. What did I see about I have to use notes, I'm sorry. But what did I see about the SMED as a tool? It's something that we practice. I think I practice it here, I practice it in life, but this is a formalized thing, and you see the benefit of doing it formally, step by step, not just on the fly, off the cuff, whatever you want to call it. You saw the benefit, or I saw the benefit of cross-functional teams, where we brought people in. You're forming those relationships, just like Mike was just kind of hinting toward, that now you've got this rapport with all these guys, because we're all working toward the same goal. We're not, it's not we're here, and these guys are over here, these guys are over here. We're all, the bottom line is the machine has to run, and we want it to run efficiently and get good parts on as quick as possible. I learned we put pen to paper to actually see, I put actually in quotation marks, to actually see the process, and then to verify, and then to improve it, verify, improvement. Constant improvement is one thing we used to always talk about where I worked before, is constant improvement. So, just another term. What did I get out of it? What I really got out of this, the big thing is I saw that everybody cares. The guys from Connecticut and Utah care about Georgia. Georgia cares about them. We've got a huge amount of exchange of ideas out of this, not just on changeovers, but just these relationships that we form with these guys. Some of us already knew them, but Boyd kind of preaches all the time, hey, reach out quick as you can. Now we've got these relationships formed where we know we can, it's hard to call that guy the first time, but now we've got these relationships and say, oh, Jim, what'd you say about SMED? We can do that. We've got, anybody in this room can call anybody else. So that's one huge benefit that I saw, not just in our plant. We're not this island down here. Connecticut's not an island, nor is Utah. We're all kind of interconnected. And with all the technology available now, we're even more connected than we've ever been. So that was the big one I got. Also, no detail was too small. We learned that, hugely learned that, in just the different guys doing it. No detail was too small, because when we get down to here, we better be getting into the minute details to get this improved, because we've already picked all the low items. So that's what nothing is insignificant, nothing is too small. So, and of course, overall, the results speak for themselves. You know, the proof is in the pudding, as my brother says all the time. He's a salesman, so that's, the proof is in the pudding. You know, try it out. If you don't think it works, right? So it worked pretty well, and now we're already we ain't got out of the class yet, and we're already saying, hey, we can beat the crap out of that. You know, we can do that in half. Almost. Everybody saying 1 hour. And I'm thinking in my head, how in the world are we gonna do that? But we've got the tools. Let's do it. So and advice to give in the future, give it a chance, go into it with an open mind and undivided attention. You know, we talked about that before we got in this, you know, and that was the directive. And it's not always as easy as it sounds, especially when you're in your home plant. And even when you're away from your plant, you know, people are calling. People are, it's not like it used to be where well, I can't call you because the phone's over there. It's with you all the time. So that was probably, if I had to say anything, and I don't want to end on it, it's not negative. If I had to say anything, that was the distracting part of it. But, you know, we had a good leader. He kept us focused as best he could, corral this group. And, you know, that's what I got out of it. You know, obviously, we're great result. We're headed in the right direction.
Thank you, John.
Bring that camera
What is
closer.
this, a fireside chat or
I want
something?
it,
You got
bring that camera
fight with the
closer. I want it
story
zoomed in.
Got it zoomed.
Here we go.
America.
Here we
America,
go.
right there.
That's what it is, right here. Right there.
Yeah, okay.
All right. You're on.
So we let everybody else do all the other talking. I'm going to do the real talking. We would like to thank Tom for opening up this plant in Georgia and giving us the opportunity to do what we have done. I'm a little upset that the goal was not lower because all you did was set a 2-hour goal and we shattered it and we didn't go beyond that. I think we could have went a little bit lower than that. I'd like to thank all the upper management, all the Georgia management, and all the people that were in the conference room with us this week are our brothers. We worked on this together. We didn't do this alone. We treated this thing like a girlfriend's new boyfriend, ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend, and we just slapped him to the ground. No. We can't be beat when we get together like this. No one can be beat. So, thanks to our maintenance brothers in Connecticut for, you know, teaching us. We were all new when we started this. When we founded this plant, we had no idea what we were doing. So we didn't learn all this on our own. We appreciate the opportunity. Tom, we're trying to get you a new yacht, and we all want to earn our Range Rover. We're not here for the fun of it, you know. So we're trying to make you proud. We're trying to make all upper management proud, and we want to be proud of ourselves. And you know, we have fun doing this, but you give us a goal, and we're going to shatter it. Whatever we want to do, we'll do it. That's it. Everybody else said everything you needed to know.
Jim, to have this pleasure of participating with this Kaizen and SMED event. Great. We've done it. We tried done it the SMED a few years ago, but hopefully this time with the right attitude, with right motivation, I didn't know we're going to be closer this time, to be honest. I was a little bit more knowing how many setups we've done, good setups, you know, setups that they speak for themselves. And number one was done very, very safely. No one got hurt, no one really rushed, no one really struggled with things, very well prepared. Couple observations, external work, preparations, Kaizen events, meetings prior to that, that's the goal, that's the key in my mind. You can see how much time we're able to save and everything. Secondly, you know, tooling and machine, they have to be prepared each time. And I don't mind if you guys will get together prior to each setups and have a 5-10 minutes discussion. Guys, are we ready? Do we have everything? Checklist, it's one thing, but following up on the checklist and make sure everything's done the proper way, that's the goal. You know, and that's the goal for the success and everything. So I was really amazed to see you guys succeed and get this time under 2 hours. Really good job. Hopefully we're gonna maintain, sustain that way within time. So, good job. Thank you.
I'd like to thank Georgia, first of all, for having us down there. They've treated us like kings here, and the people are better than none. And I just, getting out of this thing, you know, I wasn't sure what we were going to do, how fast, how everybody would work together. Because one of the problems I see all the time is people have strong egos, and they don't want to do the same job. They want to do it their way. We all sat in this room, and we created a script out of the best ideas. There was no bad idea. Came together, hashed it out, did it in an orderly method, and it came together, and it was executed in record time. For that, everybody gets a hand here. You know, and it's just going to get better. What I see is the motivation of the people. I was out as an observer on the side, standing there and watching people. Like Mike said, it's like a football game. They were already ready to go, each team. Everybody motivated. And it's not always that way, and it was here. And it was exciting. It was exciting to watch. Everything went off like clockwork. And it worked. And I think this is just going to spread throughout the company. And again, I really stress teamwork. There's no one that you can't help or teach. And the more you do that and work together, the more functional it will be. And I come to work, I came to Inline because I want a family. I didn't come for the money. I didn't come for the education. I came because I wanted to enjoy where I work. Because this is what you do. You're here a lot of times. And I love this place. It is. And it's just getting better and better with the teamwork, you know. And I thank everybody.
Group, first and foremost, thank you all for absolutely positively far exceeding my expectations. Thank you very much to our outside visitors that have graciously given up a big chunk of your life this week to be here and participate along side by side with us and share your wisdom and your guidance and your open and transparent communications that we have opportunities like this elsewhere in the organization. We really appreciate that. And I think this has really done a lot also for our relationship together as a group. Some great knowledge outside the plant, and I forget who said it, John said it. I do say that a lot. Have you called so-and-so? And I normally don't wait very long to say that. And sometimes we're hesitant to call outside and ask for help. And there's certainly all kinds of reasons for that. It could be pride, it could be whatever. But I think we learned today that, we're all humans. They make the same mistakes in Utah and in Connecticut that we make here. And it's really not about, making a mistake and figure out who we're going to shoot, right? It's about making a mistake and learning from it and getting the right people in the room to get it right, to make improvement, to continue to move forward. So again, thank you very much to Jim for his guidance and leadership and direction. And nobody really understands the work that goes on behind the scenes in preparation for a Kaizen event. It's a lot of work in preparation to lead a group this large to achieve a result like this. It did exceed my expectations, but it was a surprise, not really. Because we bumped up against that a few times, right? A few times. And it just really kind of goes to show you the power of a great group of people getting together. And I heard more than once people standing up here talking about sharing the good news. I mean, how easy is it for something bad to be spread out there? So I heard this on Monday from someone that has made a decision to leave the organization. The plant shut down. So within minutes, 200 people think the plant is shutting down. You know, as we prepare to bring in a new Lyle, and as we occupy double the size of the facility that we're shutting down. So my challenge to this group is, you know, if we're working around people like that we should challenge them personally. Not just me, each of you, each of us should challenge them personally. And changing the things they should be focusing on. Focusing on the potential and the positive, because really that's what it's all about. So these, Kaizen is my favorite activity of all the continuous improvement processes. Because imagine, I mean, how long do you really think it would have taken to get all this work done, meeting 1 hour every other week?
Months.
Forever, right? Just forever. So this is really the power of the Kaizen process, and it generates such an excitement level at the end that you can't hardly, you can't help but go out and share the good news. And then those naysayers, look at all the ammunition that you're armed with. There's no denying that, right? None. It happened. We touched it. We felt it. We experienced it. And that's our jobs, to go out and win people over. You know, you have that, this is the group at the top right here in this room. This is the top 10 or 20 people in this facility that's, we're on, we're in, we're rolling, we're moving forward. And you have that group in the middle. And so out of this, our goal is to go out and reach out to those people and win them over to this process. They will be members of the next Kaizen activity. But in the meantime, we win them over. And then for those that are continue to be the naysayers, you know, for us in this room, I think we have a responsibility to tell them we need them to make a decision. Right? We want to know if they want to be part of the family, as Vinny suggested, or if they need to make a decision to find another family. Because this family wants this all the time for all of us in every facility. We really do. And the power of this group together, I think, can really make that happen. So we've got a big challenge. We've kind of done the easy part, right? For those of you that have been through the Six Sigma process before, what's the acronym DMAIC, the last word starts with a C. What does that stand for in DMAIC? The black belts aren't getting off on this. Control. Control, right? Control. Guess what? That's the hardest part, right? We did the easy part. We got the scripts together, and we modified them a few times, and we went out and hit the home run, and now it's keeping it together and sustaining it and bringing more people into the fold. So we have a core team here that can do it in this chunk of time. And as fast as possible, we've got to get people like Michael and the rest of our setup folks able to do the same thing across the board. Because all this does is enable flexibility. It gives this guy a whole lot more flexibility. But we got to keep it going, right? It's not about just getting it done in an hour and 54 minutes. It's about the subsequent 24 hours that's about to come and making it happen. And if we just take this one as a representative example, yesterday, midday rockstar performance here, and if we kind of graphed out, just being transparent in our communications, we look at what happened over the next 24 hours with that. What happened? The wheels came off, right? So let's be honest about it, and that PDCA process, follow that, and we need to get in, and we did that a little bit. And thank you, Jersey, for helping us with that. We did it. We did get in and dig in a little bit and find out last night what happened. So this is the beginning, and we just have to bring it full circle, and make sure there's a good ending. And this is the right group of people to do it. So again, just awesome performance. and I'm excited about what the future brings here to us in Georgia and what this is going to bring to us as far as future opportunity. So again, thanks to the group. One big round of applause for the group. I have a very small token of our appreciation to those that participated in the Kaizen that I'd like to give you.
Is it a Range Rover?
It is keys to a Range Rover.
The problem is it's only one. Have to be shared.
So I got a already cup with a little surprise down inside, right?
Yes, sir.
Surprise inside. Thank you very much. Got a cup for everyone. So for your coffee on the way in the morning.
That's for about the pool.
About the pool,
That's
yeah.
about
There you
the
go. You can't put cold beverages in this too. Yeah. So I got one of these for everybody. So thank you very much, Scott. Thank you, Larry.
Oh, thank you.
Chris?
Oh,
Thanks, sir.
thank you.
Whoops.
Never have fun at the airport without me.
Thanks, sir. Yep. Eric? Thank you. Mark? Thank you.
Your favorite.
Oh, I got it.
Favorite store, Walmart.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Higher level.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. No.
Inspiring us on a daily basis. That's coming on the shirt.
I've already made the shirts. The shirts are already done. They're in my office.
Yeah.
Shirts are already done.
And then we got Nick.
Should just put my wife's name on mine because she's gonna take it from me.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Thank you, sir. There you go. Thank you. You everybody?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Again, one last round of applause. Very nice.
All right, don't let up.